What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Shep's Garage video. Man, that feels really good to say again because I am back from my vacation. I was gone for like over around 2 weeks, but I'm finally back, and today I'm gonna tell you 5 things I hate about our new Audi e-tron GT. Just a quick side note, I don't hate this car. I actually love this car, but this video probably should be titled 5 things I dislike about our new e-tron GT, because there are a couple things I do dislike about this car. Like with every car has their downsides and every car has a lot of upsides. This one has a lot of upsides and downsides. So before I get started, if you are new to this channel, my name is Shep. I'm trying to become a full-time YouTuber. This is my channel, Shep's Garage. I own a 2022 Mark 8 GTI, and I do a lot of videos on that. So if you are new and you like Mark 8 GTI content or other car content, make sure you go and click that subscribe button. I'm trying to make YouTube my full-time job, and I cannot do it without you guys. We just crossed 460 subscribers, so let's just keep that number going. I'm so happy so many of you guys are enjoying my channel. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into the 5 things I dislike about our new e-tron GT. And the first thing that I dislike about our e-tron GT is the key fob. Now, you may be wondering, well, what's so bad about the key fob? Well, this is the key fob, and this is like if you buy anything higher than an A6 from Audi, this is the key fob you get. I'll put a picture of what, and if you buy like a Q3 or an A4, you get this key fob, which I'll put up on screen now. But this is the key fob you get if you buy an e-tron GT. And well, as you can see, like, this is the key fob. And if you do know your Audis and if you do know your e-trons, I completely lied to you. This actually isn't the e-tron key. This is the e-tron key. As you can see. That's right, they're the exact same key. The only way to know that this is an e-tron key is this little tiny thing on the back of it that says e-tron. I think you can kind of see it. Let me get a focus on it. Kind of. Yeah, there you go. So, why is this a bad thing? Well, there are a couple of reasons why I really don't like this key fob. First of all, it looks like every other Audi key fob. I mean, this is not your normal, typical, regular Audi. It looks so cool from the front. It looks so cool from the back, the side, and it looks insane from the back. And I really think that how special this car is to Audi, I think it's probably better looking than the R8, in my opinion. But I feel like the Audi should have done a different key fob for this car. Because, if you don't know, this car does have a front trunk. It's the first car from Audi from the beginning to have a front trunk. They didn't decide it last minute, like on the SUV. No, this car has an actual front trunk. And the only way to open it is on this stupid button inside the car, which I'll get to in a minute, because that's another thing I dislike. But the only buttons on this key fob are the lock button, the unlock button, the lock button, and then the trunk button. Other than that, those are the only 3 buttons on the key fob. You can't open the front trunk on it. Another thing I don't like about this key fob, though, is that building on to what I said before, this car, as you know, is based on the Porsche Taycan, and the Porsche Taycan has 4 buttons on the key. So I don't understand why Audi didn't just redesign the key for this car. Sure, I know it's a lot of effort to redesign a whole nother key for a car, but I mean, seriously, for the price of this car, you can't get a different key, as well as it doesn't look any different, from, like I said earlier, from a normal key. This is the key to my mom's Audi Q8, and the only way to know the difference is the e-tron sticker on the back. If this key was maybe a different color, or maybe if they redesigned it to look like the car, I don't know. Or maybe maybe there shouldn't be a key at all, and it should just be on your phone like the Tesla. But nonetheless, I think Audi probably rushed the key, and I feel like that this car should have a redesigned key. Alright, so moving on from the key, let's move on to the second thing I dislike about this car, and that is the way to open the front trunk. Now, if you step inside the car here, you can see that it is a very, very nice interior. I mean, I love the way this interior looks. And the way to open the front trunk is, oh, maybe it's in the screen. No, it's not. And maybe it's in the center console. No. Maybe it's down here like a hood release. No. So, I'm going to give you guys about 10 seconds to guess where this button for the front trunk is. I'll give you 10 seconds. I'll even pan the camera around. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. No, you're incorrect. Where it is on the side of the door here. This is where they put it. This is the last place I would ever guess for this button to be. You press the button and then the front trunk opens. I mean, and then everything from here is pretty straightforward. You just have a little lever underneath and the front trunk opens. I mean, but seriously, I mean, who would Audi thought that this was a good idea? I've watched so many reviews of this car, and so many people, when they were comparing it to the Porsche Taycan, couldn't find where the button is. It's actually right there. So, bad mark on Audi right there. I think that where this button should be is under here, where most people would think it would be. I don't care if they relocated the button down here, but I think that that would have been a better place than on the side of the door, because honestly, that's the last place I would ever guess for that button to be. Number 3, what is the third thing I dislike about this car? That is the quality of the interior. So, here we are in the interior, and this is the Prestige trim. So this is like the last trim you can buy of the e-tron GT before you basically oh, copyrighted music. Before you get to the RS e-tron GT. So the Prestige is the highest trim of the e-tron GT, and the quality is fantastic. I mean, these seats are fantastic. I love how they integrated a lot of wood instead of this glossy, flashy black material. It's very angly. I really like it. It's a good-looking interior. But when you look closer, I mean, there are some cheap bits. For example, all along here is all this, like, hard plastic. Even up to here is all this hard plastic. The headliner, I mean, for the price of this car, I would have expected this car would have came with, like, an Alcantara headliner, like this stuff on the doors. Even, like, on here, it's kind of scratchy plastic, and even on the side of the door here, it's all scratchy plastic. Same with on the bottom of the door there too. And even down into the center console, just a little bit there. I could be overreacting a little bit. I could be taking this car's criticism to the next level, but I feel like that, like, I've seen other cars that are a little bit cheaper than this car, like the things I said, the headliners, maybe Alcantara, maybe it's an option and this car doesn't have it. Or maybe, but I think all e-tron GTs come with all this plastic on a lower part. Now I know it's probably gonna get scratched up and everything, but for example, put this car into perspective. The Tesla Model S with the new refresh had the Model S. This is all Alcantara down here, and that's a rival to this car. And down below here, it's also Alcantara and like the type of carpet type material. So I'm surprised how this car doesn't have those things. Maybe you have to upgrade to a higher trim, like the RS e-tron GT. But if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below, but maybe it's an option, we just didn't get it. So, now, moving on to the back seat, to the fourth thing I dislike about this car, and that is the rear AC control. So, let me just put this open, because lighting. So, the rear AC controls. So, as you can see, this is what they look like. And obviously, you just have nice two vents and your heated seat buttons and your climate control. Now, my problem with this is that in my mom's Audi Q8, which, let's go over to the Q8 over here and let me show you guys. So this is the climate control panel on the Q8. As you can see, it's a whole screen. You can change your fan speed, the temperature, where the air wants to go, here, or above you. You can also change the fan speed back here. It's very high tech back here, and I really like this. It has a nice modern screen. But what you get in the back of this car is what you get in an Audi A4. That's right, an A4, which, that's freaking ridiculous. Which, I mean, for the price of this car, again, I would have expected they would have integrated into the screen. I don't care if the vents had to be smaller or anything, but once again, I mean, I feel like that they should have integrated the screen down here. They've done it in the A6, they've done it in the A7, why can't you do it in this car? Just a idea, because I feel like that, I mean, this just seems too generic for, well, the price of this car. The final thing I dislike about this car is the screens. Now, going back to the Q8 again, you can see that in the Q8, you have this really cool 2 dual screen setup. One screen up here, and then one screen down here for your climate controls. I think this is really cool, and it makes this car like the high-end, the top-of-the-line Audi flagship it is. But coming back to the e-tron, sure, the dashboard design is really, really cool, but I would have really preferred a smaller second screen down here. Sure, the buttons are very, very nice, and I'm grateful that there are buttons in this car, but I feel like the second screen would have been a very cool design. They could have easily done it down here, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about the buttons down here, so yeah. Overall, I know, I kind of went a little harsh on this car. However, I do really, really, really like it. Those things, I mean, you really won't even notice them for most of the time. But overall, I absolutely love this thing. It's so good. It is amazing. I love the way this thing looks. I mean, it's an amazing car. So, I feel like I would have loved to just address those things, and maybe this is the first model year for this car, so maybe in the second model year they would have changed some of the things that, well, I would have suggested. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time when the exhaust is here. Peace.